So let's first start by talking about the kinds of fish that there are. I like to separate fish into two very broad categories, passive fish and aggressive fish, also known as P fish and A fish. And the reason why I do that is because most fish tend to be very easy to find based upon their stats and fall into one of those categories. And oftentimes we don't have a huge sample size on fish either. So it makes it difficult to have an exact idea on how they're going to see bet or react versus see bets. It's kind of one of those, just have to take a broad idea most of the time, kind of a stereotyped idea, mostly because we usually don't have multiple hundreds of hands on these players. Usually we're lucky to have 50 to 60 hands simply because fish buy in, they bust out, and then they go away and go back to doing whatever it is the fish do in their real lives. So the way that I like to find these people statistically is P fish tend to have a huge gap in their VPIP PFR, and aggressive fish tend to have smaller gaps in their VPIP PFR, and usually aggro fish tend to have PFRs that are very high, usually higher than 25%. And just finding fish in general is very easy because they have VPIPs that aren't really sustainably profitable. So usually they're playing more than 30% of their hands, and usually they're playing them awfully. Passive fish are going to be doing more open limping, more cold calling, so that's why they have that bigger gap in the VPIP PFR, and that preflop passivity tends to carry over post-flop. And aggressive fish, again, tend to have high VPIPs, also high PFRs, and they just tend to 3-bet too much, they tend to 4-bet too much, they tend to open raise from everywhere. And I mean, in general, passive fish are going to be more calling stations, so we're going to be doing a ton of value betting against them. Although we do value bet a ton against fish in general, aggressive fish are usually more likely to make betting and bluffing mistakes themselves, so sometimes we give them enough rope to hang themselves. So hopefully this gives you an idea on how to find them easier. Again, as a general default, we don't have enough stats on them to usually make big, huge inferences, but by the same token, we can make stereotyped thought processes, and usually that's going to be a good starting point against fish.